This is part 2 of Hear the Word of the Lord. I'll put part 2. Hear the Word of the Lord. I'll put part 2. So I stopped at Ezekiel 16, right? 16 and 18. What I was saying was, what God have given these fake apostles, these fake bishops and pastors, and what God have given them, they have taken it. Now they are dibbing and dabbing in witchcraft. They serving other gods. Okay? They have betrayed the living God. They have become sorcerers. They are warlocks and witches in the pulpit. They are wolves in sheep clothing. And they have turned on God. Okay? That's what they is. You's a betrayer like Judas betrayed Jesus. You betrayed Jesus, Apostle Gino Jennings. You betrayed Jesus, Bishop Van. All you pastors, and those the only two that he put me to focus on. Bishop Van and Gino Jennings. You have betrayed God. You have turned on God. When you have sorority groups up in your church posing like they some gang, you have turned on God. God is not there. God is no longer there. Seems to me God have handed some people over to reprobate minds. They do what they think is good. They do what they not supposed to do. They do what they not supposed to do, and they think it's good. You've been handed over to a reprobate. You do what you ought not do, and what you do, you think it's okay. God laughing at you. He said, "Look at him, look at him, look at him." He handed you over to what you want to be. He handed you over to what you like. You like a false god? You got a Greek god up in the living God church? You have brought a false god into the house of God. God handed you over to that. And you got this Gino Jennings. He's a pagan. He's a wolf in sheep clothing. He's a warlock. He's deceiving the people. God have shown me he's a cult leader, and he's running a massive cult. All the churches he have all over the world, he has a massive cult. And if you following him, if you're under him, you are part of his cult. And he's working spells on the people. That's why the people can't move. That's why the people can't receive a word from the Lord when the Lord come with his word, warning the people about these fake apostles and pastors and bishops. The congregation don't listen. Why? Because Gino Jennings got you stuck. He play with dolls. They work spells on dolls. And as soon as you join and get baptized, they get a doll and put the arms on it. They connect the dots. Okay. They put the arms on the dolls. They put the legs on the dolls. Then they connect your head. Okay. And then they take a string or a rope and tie it around the neck. And then what they do? They hang you. Now you're held bound. Now you can't go nowhere. Now you're not going to even believe a warning when God come with it. You're not going to believe nothing nobody come to you and say about me, because I got you held. You dangling on a string. God looking at you. He laughing at you. I hear him laughing. Yeah. So spells being worked on dolls. Okay. For humans. For the human people. God, your fake apostle is playing with y'all's soul. Okay. He's playing with your soul. You took the oil God had given you and you put it before images. You offered what God had given you to Baal. You giving it to Baal. I'm sorry, but you gave it to Baal. You have turned on God, warlock. You sorcerer. Yeah. dibbling and dabbing in witchcraft. You're going to see herbalists, going to see spiritualists, trying to learn how to work witchcraft and trying to learn how to cast spells on God's people. The judgment of God is upon you. Know that. Ezekiel 16:19-23. My bread that I gave you, fine flour, oil, and honey, that I fed you with, you set before them as a sweet aroma. That is what happened. It is a declaration. The word of God say, that is what happened. That's what happened. I said 19-23. You took your sons and your daughters whom you bore for me and sacrificed them. You sacrificed them to be eaten by them. Were your obscene practices not enough? You slaughtered my children, making them pass through fire for them. In all your abominations and harlotry, you have not remembered the days of your youth, when you were naked and bare, kicking about in your blood. When you were naked and bare, when you didn't have nothing, God stepped in. You kicking about in your blood. You was born naked. Didn't have nothing. So it was after all your wickedness. Woe. Woe to you, Bishop. Woe. Woe to you, Apostle. Woe. Woe to you, all you leaders that are leading God's people astray. Woe. Woe to you. It is a declaration of the Lord. Ezekiel 16:24. Then you built a mound for yourself. You made a high place for yourself in every square. My God. You built altars. You built altars. And not good ones. You don't build altars for the Lord. You have built evil altars. Who picture you got up there? We tear it down. We smash it down. We smash it back to the pit of hell where it come from. Your altar. Who name you got up there? Who picture you got up there on your evil altar? Who you working a spell over? Huh? Who health you trying to work on? Who finances you trying to work on? Who destiny is you trying to work on? Who hair you got up there? Who hair you got up there? Whose piece of clothes you got up there? Huh? Well, what you got up on your evil altar? We render it powerless. We render your work powerless. We render your spell work powerless. We render your word curses powerless, and it's null and void. Yeah, I render you powerless. Every word come out your mouth is powerless. It has no power. It has no effect. It's null and void. It have no effect. Your works is powerless. Yeah, and it's null and void in Jesus' name.